Welcome back to this week's episode of Zero to Fuel Tycoon. So this week has been a big step forward, and it's not thanks to me, it's thanks to my members. We have finally started to get some additional income streams besides the fuel blocks, because now we have regular moon mining ops. So 2 times now we've taken advantage of the alliance we're in and the moon pulls they're doing, and we've been out in force mining the moon goo. And we have set a goal to see if we can use an initial investment of 500 million ISK and turn it into 5 billion through various reactions and production. And we don't intend to take all of these profits. We will funnel some of these back to the members who participated. And again, in a similar 70-30 ratio as we have with the fuel blocks. So the members sell what they mine to the corporation through the buyback in a 90%. Then we have to pay the alliance 5% of everything we mined as a tax. So we technically have 5% profit if we would just sell it straight up. But we intend to take the stuff to nullsec, use it for reactions, use it for production. And this is probably the starting point for our own internal industry. And I wouldn't be surprised if this leads to us making our own ships, our own equipment. And this is hopefully the beginning of a more production-centered corporation economy. And this is something I have failed to set up, I think largely because I don't know how it works. I don't have the know-how, and probably been a bit tired of manufacturing. Run into a little bit of a problem where the game loop of making fuel blocks is kind of figured out. And sure, we run into problems like the price drops and stuff, but that becomes more of a strategy issue. But as an actual game loop, I enjoy figuring stuff out in game, and the fuel blocks have been figured out. And I think I have felt it a bit in the corporation as well. Like there's not really a huge momentum, or hasn't been a huge momentum. And after I delegated to the different regions, I felt I haven't really figured out my place in it. I've been trying to recruit a bit, but that's also takes a lot of time, and it's really rough to get results. And then you have to make sure you provide good environment, which is a bit tricky as well. What I'm realizing is I probably only need to focus on recruiting people who are into mining, because the mining part, we have the know-how, we have the systems, we have the infrastructure for. We've had a few people drop off from the corporation, which is absolutely fine. We have some people who have gone to WOMP, which is absolutely normal. If the ice mining and stuff isn't your thing, it makes sense for them to go to WOMP eventually. It might have been, I don't want to say a mistake, but probably not a mistake, because you met some cool people and provided a lot for the corporation. But I think with the recruitment, I should probably have a bit more of a mining production focus, or at least finding personalities that enjoy it. Because I can see if you're into more of a mission running or that aspect, ARDCO doesn't really provide anything, so it just becomes, you just hang out and you do your thing, and probably doesn't feel like you have a purpose. And maybe that's me failing to not set up the environment. I don't know, to not set up an environment where that can really flourish, but becomes a bit of where do you want to put the efforts? Will it actually help us with the end goal of becoming known as fuel block producers and spread the gospels and get more customers? Yeah, I don't know, maybe. But it probably makes more sense to niche down and focus on the ice mining, now the moon mining. Sort of taking a step back and look, what can we do well and what can we actually provide? One thing with the recent recruitment drive that I have enjoyed is that for a certain type of beginner, we can be a really cool place. We've had we even had a little seminar this week. One of our guys, ATC, held a exploration seminar for some of the new guys. I'm not saying it's easy to come into ARDCO if you don't know the game. Some people have a bit of their own drive and want to like figuring stuff out. They are probably better suited because we have a lot of veterans that know the game quite deeply. And if they have that internal drive and curiosity, that kind of gels well. But if you're a bit more drawn back and not as, I guess, social as well, I can see it being a bit harder because we don't really tell you first you do this and then you do this. It requires, but maybe this is an E thing, and in order to succeed you have to have a bit of that internal drive to figure stuff out. I can only remember myself and the other times I've tried playing the game and the feeling of not knowing what I'm supposed to do. Whereas with ARDCO, I came into it knowing, okay, I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to da-da-da. So maybe I'm contradicting myself there a bit. But yeah, I think like very good for a certain type of beginner players. Maybe not so much for others. I'm just guessing here, but they would probably be better served joining a null block or something. But this is part of me figuring stuff out. And now I have taking a little bit of a step back from the recruitment, not being as heavy on it because, again, it takes a lot of time. And I'm leaving the beginners alone in the starting systems for a bit. We've got some new recruits that they seem to enjoy it a lot. And they've been asking a lot of questions and enjoying themselves. And it's really cool to see. Otherwise, for me, it's been I'm moving from area to area, trying to do stuff, trying to take part in the different ops. And we did a mining escalation in Galente where we went mining. We've done 2 moon ops now. I think we're going to go on a gas huffing event in Wormholes this next week. And these are all things that I haven't put together. These are what the different regions are doing. So I've lost my role a little bit, or it needs to be redefined, or I need to redefine it for myself. We have been having a bit of talk about our own station. People seem to really enjoy that idea. And maybe doing our own moon pulse, which would be, I'm not against that at all. Still the issue if I should start recruiting from Minmatar, because I can't be there. The other people in the corporation organizing these events, I'm incredibly grateful for that. So I think now we're waiting for some of the systems to be in place in the on the back end, and we have some large outstanding orders who haven't been fulfilled. We're still waiting for that money because the liquidity is still a big issue, which hopefully the moon mining can help alleviate. Speaking of a more industrial focus, this app here, Eve Industry, is from one of my members, Munson'd, and he has created this industry app and put in some advertising for us, which is great. And I believe this stemmed from him starting up a bit of manufacturing of his own and looking for a way to keep track of everything. So maybe there's no surprise this Munson'd has been a big part of the ARDCO backend as well. But he's created this app, and I offered to showcase it to you guys. It's on eveindustry.app. You can do various things here. You can track your planetary interaction, you can do profit calculations, reprocessing analysis. You can check your manufacturing and research slots, and you can track your industry jobs. And you have an advanced reaction calculator. So if we go into the planetary interaction, for instance, you can see what you're producing, how much of it. You can see the outputs, capacity analysis, and you can check your different characters. I only have one now, so yeah, head on over there, have a look. I'll link it in the description as well. This became a bit of a rambly episode, but I wanted to just mix it up a bit, try something else. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again in the next one.